question.
Well, first of all, it's an honor, man. I think God's been on our side, and I know He's been on my side of my life. And just for us to start 0-2 and some of our own beloved writing us off, to end our season as the 2013 SWAC champions, it's an honor to say that, because the young man worked so hard. They had a challenging off season, and we watched the film this morning that showed them all the work they had put in, just to remind them that we supposed to be here and we have just the right to win this football game at Jackson State. We know we wasn't a favorite. We can tell by the SWAC selections, all SWAC team, that we wasn't the favorites. And I was very disappointed in that you could be playing in the SWAC championship game and only have 3 guys to make the all SWAC team. Either something's wrong with the voting, or the people that's voting, they're not watching football. So I was very disappointed in that, and I'm still disappointed. That's why I'm going to recruit Monday to try to get back here and do it again and show people that we building the program at Southern. I take my hat off to the seniors. Many guys haven't won much, but for them to leave their last year of eligibility as a champion, I've done far more for them than probably they'll endure the rest of their life. And I'm grateful to be in their life, because I hope I've made a difference. And that one day when they look back on this journey, 10 years from now when we have our first reunion, we no longer have to ask someone to come speak to us and tell us what the tradition is like at Southern. Now nobody have to come and tell us about the rings that they don't won. Now this 2013 class can leave their own legacy. So now when I need to refer back to our past, I can call my own to come and speak to our team, because we've done it before. And with the right recruiting class and the right mindset coming back, we think we got a good enough football team to be in contention again. But we owe it all to these seniors. They started something special this year. They didn't give up. They didn't give in. And look at what happened when you stay together. I'm appreciative of them, and I'm grateful for being in their life. And sitting beside me is Anthony Balancer on my right, Dre Joseph on my left. What can I say? They both captains. It's fitting for our captains to be players of the game. After all they've been through, AB had an up and down season. He started out, I suspended him, but he persevered. Let me tell you something. We run a program. I'm hard on them, but I'm hard on them because I know they can achieve what they achieved today. And they'll get back to doing that by me being hard on them. I think this day is great in their life. No matter what they went through to get here, they'll never forget this moment. It'll be a part of their life the rest of their life. They'll be able to come back and tell a lot of people about it. If you don't know about the 2013 SWAC champions, look at these 2 guys that's on my left and right, and they'll tell you everything you need to know.
Dre, could you think of any better way to go out than throwing your last pass for a touchdown and win the SWAC championship? Was that kind of like a dream come true for you?
I mean, yeah, but like I always say, to God be the glory. And every accomplishment that we ever did as a team, or me as an individual, is only a testament of my faith in God and my hard work.
How important is it to you to be the guy and bring back SWAC championship back to the Bluff? With your connections, with your familiar ties with Brian Lee as a good friend growing up and stuff like that.
It's a great feeling, but none of this would be possible without my teammates and my coaches. I mean, the offensive line, they do a great job of holding up, and Lee Dawes and the rest of the receivers, Willie Quinton Knight, they did a great job of getting open and making plays. So none of that would be possible without my teammates.
Dre, you jumped right into the question I was going to ask you. Can you talk about the offensive line play today? There were several times we noticed that you didn't even have to move until you were ready to set your feet and throw the ball. Can you talk about that today? And has it been like that most of the season, or was it stepped up today? If you could elaborate on that, please.
For the most part, the protection been well the whole season. I think Coach Chinnisberry did a good job of coming in and just teaching those guys the game of football. Coach Odom put together a great coaching staff, so You know, those guys learn, they love the game of football. And when you do something you love over and over, you just want to continue to get better. So those guys, you know, they watch film, and Coach Berry, they put their heads in the offices and they go to work. And you know, tonight was just a exhibition of what they do.
Anthony, did you and the defenders talk about it all? None of the defenders being on the all-SWAC team, did y'all have that as motivation going into this game?
Yeah, we did, because we feel like our defense played a big part of us getting to the SWAC championship. For us to have no defensive players on this all-SWAC team was just a slap in the face. So, I mean, like Coach said, the people must don't watch the game because, I mean, our defense really played good. So, I mean, whoever on the all-SWAC team, I'm pretty sure they want to be where I'm at right now. So, I mean, I don't want to talk about that no more.
And Anthony, if you would though, if you would talk about some of the life lessons that Coach Odoms and this staff has taught you this year.
I learned a lot of lessons. I mean, when the team chose me to be the team captain, I knew I had a lot on my shoulders. Yeah, I slipped up, but some people would just let that suspension just wear them down. But I learned from it. And when I came back out of my suspension, I was ready to eat because I know my team needed me. So, I mean, I prayed a lot, and God got me in the right place. I mean, now I'm here right here.
Anthony, could you elaborate on the video that the coaching staff provided to us and how they helped prepare for this game?
What video you talking about? Oh, the one this morning? I mean, it really showed like a timeline from the beginning of the spring to right now. And it showed how much we grew as a team and how more became a family. And the last thing of the video was revenge. And the whole week, that's all we was thinking about, is revenge, revenge, revenge. I mean, the whole team is like a family, so we just put on for our pops.
Can you describe what you saw on the last play, that fourth down play as it unfolded, and then what was your reaction when they confirmed it on your play?
I mean, I was bracketing number 82, their best receiver, so I had the inside covers. I don't know how to run it back, got out the backfield, but I saw that if Feast went there, so I was like, yeah, we won this game. I mean, it was a good call by Coach Odom, and we just executed it.
Dre, you've talked about all year just using little things, little teaching moments, learning from every experience along the way. I know the journey is very special to you. Unfortunately, kind of going back to the Jackson State game earlier, you left one short in the end zone. Is there something that you learned from that game that helped you in crucial times down the stretch in fourth quarter and overtime in this game?
If you look at my whole career in one word, you know, I'll probably say, and if I had to describe it, it'd be perseverance. I mean, my whole career here, I just had to persevere through, you know, the ups and the downs, the peaks and the valleys. So when I left that ball short, I remembered that, and I heard everything, every negative thing somebody had to say about me, and I just used that as fuel.
Coach, several defensive players said that you told them last night that this game was going to end with them on the field making a play to win the SWAC championship. Can you talk about that? Is that true?
Yeah, they were on me about that walking over there. They said I gotta quit saying stuff like that. But basically all I told them is that, and you know, I think I need to go play the lottery. Is that I told them that the difference in this game is gonna come down to 7 points. And it's gonna come down to the end. But this time we're gonna be 0-7. And somebody's gonna have to make a play. And it's ironic, it ended exactly that same way. You know, Thursday night we got into the hotel and we watched somebody that I really love coming off Tobacco Road, being from North Carolina. We watched Jimmy Valvano in the 83 Wolfpack. And we watched that 30 for 30 Thursday night. And what I wanted our guys to gain from that is that it's okay for people not to pick you. But when you come together and you work for a common goal and you don't let nothing stop you, championships is what you achieve. And from Valvano to the rest of everybody out there that's fighting a grueling disease called cancer, I leave you with the same words. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. And that's what we told our team on Thursday night. Keep the hope alive. No matter what happened in this game, just keep believing. And at the end, look at the outcome.
Coach Odoms, kind of like Dre talked about a second ago, how much was this team able to draw from prior experiences and all the overtime games and wild innings that you've already had this year?
Well, I think when we knew we was going to overtime, we didn't panic. You know, I think we understood that, you know, we made the play in the first overtime to win it, and we missed the kick, but that's okay. We live by the motto, play the next play. You know, we know that as long as it's time on the clock, we got a chance. You know, at the end, you know, we knew when we went to second overtime that we had to make a play. Offense got the ball first, they scored. And we use a slogan that says, hey, don't worry about the offense, defense got your back. Don't worry about the defense, offense got your back. And special teams got all our back. So we knew that at some point in time in games like this of this magnitude, somebody got to make a play. And unfortunately, you know, for them, their guy was out of bounds. And fortunately for us, he was out of bounds and we were able to celebrate.
Coach, when you talk about the play right there at the end of regulation where you called the timeout before the field goal, what's going through your mind as all that kind of unfolded?
It's ironic, I call a timeout and he missed. You know, and I'm like, of all the odds, you know, but we play the odds. We just trying to make him think about it, and you know, he missed the kick, and then he got a chance to kick it again, and he made it. So you know that you roll a dice there. But I think in like the last 6 games or so, he hadn't missed a field goal. So you know, it was ironic that he missed that one. So we want to add a little bit of pressure to him, but he's a great kicker. So the odds were he was going to make it.
Dre, can you talk about, was there anything you said to the guys in the huddle before that last touchdown drive in the overtime, after you missed the kick, and then you said to the guys in the huddle to kind of bring their focus back around or anything?
I mean, the biggest thing is just to remain poised. You know, the whole season we face adversity, so we understand how to just remain calm in those type of situations, and it just enabled us to be successful.
Hey, Dre, clearly this team hasn't been playing the same way the season started, but you just talk a little about the adjustment that you all had to make playing Jackson for a second time this year?
I mean, you know, we watched the film as a team offensively. We watched the film of the game prior to this one, you know, when we played Jackson State. And we understood that, you know, majority of the plays we run, they were always there. It's just up to us to execute. You know, sometimes we don't execute like we're supposed to. And if we just go out and execute like we did tonight, we'll be victorious.
Coach, did you ever envision this a year ago, whenever they gave you the reins at Southern University?
Well, no, because I don't really look forward. You know, I try to look at things by the day. And when we set our goals at the beginning of the season, this is a goal that the young men said they want to achieve. My job as a coach is to put a plan together that lays out the steps for them accomplishing that goal. And I just live by doing things. If you get better on Monday and you deposit a great Monday, then you have a chance to put another great day in the bank on Tuesday. My thing is trying to get guys to put back-to-back successful days in their life in the bank, so that one day when they face adversity, they'll be able to draw from it. All the adversity that we've been through, we were able to draw from it today. When we come up in the fourth quarter, we talk about finishing. We were down. They had came back, took the lead, had all the momentum. But I said, guys, we've been here before. I clicked over to the offensive coaches and talked to them about, hey, being calm under pressure. It's okay. We got a stronger mindset than our opponent. And that's what happened. We reeled them back in. We took the lead. We went to overtime, and we had to persevere. It's all about just playing the next play. You're going to make mistakes in life. We're not perfect. But at the end of the day, you got to move on and play the next play.
There's a question back here. There's a question right over here.
Thank you. Congratulations. For Dre and Anthony, I heard your coach say that you've played hard and he works you hard. I want to know what type of sacrifices you've made, what your training schedule is like. And for you, Coach, you said you're going recruiting soon. What are you looking for?
I mean, I sacrificed a lot. I mean, it was a lot of stressful nights. I knew coming into this game that I said, I ain't gonna be 75 years old just thinking about this game all my life. So I put it out on the line. And that's what I just had to sacrifice. I had to sacrifice everything. I had to sacrifice going out, chilling with females and all this and all that. But, I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all, like, for real. Like, I mean, I'm speechless right now because this was my first championship game my whole life. And I just want to thank Coach for just making me sacrifice all these things.
Go ahead, Dre.
As far as sacrifices, you know, as a student athlete, being a student first, you know, it's hard to juggle being a student and making, you know, exceptional grades in order to be eligible, and then playing football also. So the main thing that, you know, we sacrifice is probably time and sleep. But besides that, look where we at now. So all of it's worth it.
Just a couple more questions for coach and players.
On the, Coach Odoms didn't answer.
Yeah, let me answer hers real quick. Recruiting, we're gonna enjoy this. The players enjoy it a lot longer than coaching. Tomorrow, I'll wake up and, you know, we getting ready for a weekend, get young men that's gonna be coming to visit campus, and we're looking for, obviously, the replacements of these guys. So they're seniors, they're going out, and, you know, we got a good group of guys coming back, but we got some holes that we gotta fill, and we can't stop working. This is a great feeling for our returning players, great feeling for our assistant coaches. Now it's time to put in an overdrive and go recruiting. Coaches don't get a chance to celebrate victories, because at the end of the day, fans don't want to hear about what you did last year. It's all about what you're doing for me now. We understand that in this profession, that's the lay of the land. So we got to go back to work, and we got to get a team put together that we feel like that we can contend again next year.
Coach, on the Ordre, either one of y'all, on the 99-yard drive, the one that took almost 10 minutes that allowed you guys to regain the lead in the game. You all converted a lot of third downs and, of course, had the fourth down near the end of the field. Was there something opening up? It seemed like y'all had a lot of space in the middle of the field, made a lot of third downs in the middle of the field. Was there an adjustment or an observation you made that allowed you to pick them apart and take control of the game again?
First of all, we go either, I believe it's Wednesday. We go 90 yards every Wednesday, but normally we have to do it in 2 minutes. So 10 minutes was a whole lot of time for us to go 90 yards. So, you know, I think those scenarios prepare our young man for what's coming in the game. It's ironic that we practice every week a 90-yard drive in 2 minutes, that we have to finish our last game off of the season with a 90-yard drive in 15 minutes. So I just think those scenarios come into play, and guys are comfortable with what we got to do. We've been there, we done practiced it, and that's about going out and execute. The middle of the field was open, but the receivers did a great job of adjusting to the football. Dre did a great job of throwing the football, and at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, and that's what we talked about at halftime. You just got to make your plays, and if you do that, we'll be victorious.
One more question. Last question.
Yes, Dre Joseph, if you could just speak on your maturation, your maturity from being a West St. John Ram, playing for Coach Valdez, to being the co-offensive player of the SWAC. If you can talk about that process.
It was a wonderful thing. I mean, just coming out of high school, I didn't know much about just the position of playing quarterback. But I was blessed with the opportunity of, you know, a lot of coaching changes. But I was blessed to have coaches like Coach Ted White, Coach Chad Germany, you know, all those guys who was my quarterback coach, and I drew. And I just knew, I learned something from each and every one of those coaches. And as I got older, and as I went through my ups and downs, you know, just persevere. Like I said, all this is just a test of my faith in God. So, I mean, to God be the glory.
Thanks, Coach, players.
How much has Coach Odoms meant to you in this process?
A lot. You know, I remember the first meeting we had with him when he became the head coach. And he talked about me, just how I was going to be coming back and how I was going to lead this team. So that gave me like the biggest boost of confidence ever. You know, just to hear my head coach say that, you know, that I'm going to be the guy that leads this team. It was a great feeling.
Thanks guys.